make another video because I know I need to get up and do all this monotonous stuff again. But for right now, I'm just laying in bed. And my guy went to work. But I wanted to try and talk about something that that I had recently seen in a dream, because and I wanted to go over what I excuse me, my voice. My voice is all like scratchy and shit, but anyways, I want to try and go over a dream that I had. And this video is probably going to be a longer one. I don't really care if my dog is in here, if he barks at a random sound. I really could give a shit. But, yeah, my dream was about my Richard Armitage, and I guess in the dream he wanted to show me something, because there were a lot of hidden messages. Actually, in the dream I had went to go and retrieve some items. So I think I'm going to title this video, I'm not living life right now, but I'm living life in my dreams. Oh man, this video is horrible because my voice sounds horrible. But it's all like fucking scratchy and shit. Damn. But anyways, so I want to call this video, I'm not living life now in this reality, but I sure am living life in my dreams when I do have them. And the dream was about my Richard Armitage. He's not from the US. He's an actor that he was the actor that played Thorin. Oh my god, I might have to fucking redo this video because my voice is like so... My voice is so scratchy. I don't know why. Maybe I need to drink water. Hold on a second, you guys. Okay. Is my voice better now? Okay, so starting over, I hope. What I wanted to say in this video was, it doesn't seem like I'm living life in this reality that I'm currently living in, but whenever I have these dreams, like I go somewhere different entirely. It's crazy, like I'm actually living in the dream, but it doesn't last for very long. So, you know what, it just seems like it just seems like I can speak about what I want to speak about in my head just fine, but when I try and do it on a recording, like, it just ends up really crappy because my thoughts are just going all over the place, and in my head, I'm thinking, okay, well, I just want to make a good video, but, you know, it's fine if it doesn't always start off that great. It's just me trying to make a video and me trying to get my point across. So yeah, the dream was about my Richard Armitage, and it just seemed like I had to go and travel somewhere to retrieve a few items that I had left behind. And where I had went, it was snowy. So I'm thinking in the dream I had either went to Antarctica because it was snowy. So in the dream I remember it being snowy. So I either went to Antarctica or it was at the bottom of a pyramid somewhere, because I remember I traveled somewhere to retrieve some items or some art that I had left behind in a very advanced archive somewhere. So as a matter of fact, my parents were in the dream with me, and my sister was too, and they had to somewhat like drop me off there, whether it was in like a pyramid at the bottom of like a mountain somewhere, or because I know that it was like some kind of like advanced like catacomb place where I'd went to retrieve some of my where I had went to retrieve some of my art folders, and it was all different art too, like I mean, it was the same style that I had drawn here. It seemed like I was looking through some of my my art folders, and it seemed like within the dream, like it was kind of like the same art style that I had drawn. But while I was in that place, like while I was in that place underground, wherever I was, like I saw his dream figure, like his hologram figure or something, and he like came out of like somewhere. I'm not really sure, like maybe like maybe he just came out of like some kind of like advanced technology or something like that. But I could fully see him, and like he was showing me like scenes from like different scenes from like different movies. And it was supposed to be like like to me it seemed like it was supposed to be like some kind of like trilogy or something like that. Like I remember when I was down there, wherever I was to retrieve like my other things, the other the other special art books that I left behind in that place in the dream. Yeah, I was seeing different scenes from a movie or something. Like a movie that was supposed to come out, but it never really released. Maybe here in the US or something. Like it seemed like it was seeming like it was some kind of like a prelude to like what the movie was actually going to be about, but it never really made it out. It was almost like I was looking like at some kind of like really large like projector screen, like where I was, like down underneath down underneath like the pyramid and all that, wherever I was. And I'm thinking like it was I'm thinking like I did travel to Antarctica because there was snow on the ground like when I made it out. There was snow on the ground when I'd made it out of where I was at. And when I was down there, sorry, my fucking voice, jeez. When I was down there, sorry you guys, my voice is my freaking throat is dry as fuck. So when I was down underneath the pyramid in Antarctica in my dream, I saw, like I was reading something on top of like some kind of like canopy or something, or like on top of some kind of, I was reading it on some kind of like stone or something, and I saw the year 2022, and I'm thinking, and when I woke up from the dream, I was thinking, okay, what happened in 2022? Because I saw that year like engraved in like some stone or something when I was down there. And I was thinking, okay, what happened in 2022? Well, I think what happened was we just fled from that Zog fire that happened in Reading. So me and my spouse, we had just fled from the Zog fire that had happened in Reading, and we had to go back to Red Bluff again and live at his sister's house, right? So, and I'm thinking in my head, like, okay, well, I freaking hated living there too. Like, like it was the only place where we could freaking live at the time being. And yeah, we just had to live there for a while because the fire had happened and we freaking ran away from that fire. That had happened. When we lived up in Muletown. When we lived in Muletown, we had to run away from the fire, and we went to his sister's house in Red Bluff, and we had to stay there for a while. And I remember freaking hating it there. I hated living there too because we had to freaking put we had to put our bedroom up in the basement. So we had to live up in the basement for a while. And then I didn't have a job then either, I think. So I remember because I don't know what's going on with these coronal mass ejections that may be happening, to the sun and everything. But my Richard Armitage, he had visited me in a dream as Thorin, like the night prior. And I don't remember much from the dream last night, but he had come to see me in that dream too. And then when I had this dream, it was wild, dude. It was almost like I was watching like a movie made in like 2028 or something like that. Like it just looked really advanced. And it was, I mean, it wasn't a whole movie. It was like different sequences of like a premiere of like another big movie coming out or something. And like I remember going down there to try and retrieve a few things that I had left there because I guess in another dimension, in another reality somewhere, my subconscious is telling me like, okay, well, I had left a few art folders, a few art books behind. So I had to go back and retrieve them from wherever they were, from wherever I kept them. So they were being safe kept there. And then I decided to go back and retrieve them from like this I don't know, it was like some kind of like this ancient, like, I don't know, I don't want to say it was like a catacomb. It was like this ancient kind of it was basically like an ancient like chamber, like an ancient like relic chamber looking place that was really huge. And I remember seeing, my Richard Armitage coming out to like talk about something, like he was announcing something. It was almost like he was like a hologram, and like I saw him talking. Like he was like, it's almost like he was like trying to explain the movie or something. Like the movie that was supposed to like come out for people to watch, but it never really came out. It was sort of like that. And it was kind of like I went back to like that place where I had left my art folders, because my subconscious had been telling me like, okay, well, I had drawn more art in a different plane of existence somewhere. So I had to go and try and find those art folders again. And they were literally like tomes, like those big books that you see that are called tomes. They were literally like that, like full of art that I had done. So when I had gone back there, I literally had to go back and retrieve like what I had left there, because yeah, like I just wanted to find some you know, I guess I wanted to just go back to get some more hidden information that I'd missed somewhere. But, you know, what I had saw engraved in stone when I was down there in the dream. I saw the year 2022, and I'm thinking, okay, what happened in 2022? So I'm thinking we were in Reading. Me and my spouse were in Reading at the time, and we had to run away from the Zog fire. We had to leave that house where we were staying at because of the fire that was getting closer to our house. So we left. We packed all of our things and we left. We grabbed what we could and we left to go to his sister's house in Red Bluff. And before I end the video, I wanna see if I can remember, because I remember living at my spouse's sister's house and me hating it there too, but at the end of the day, we made it out of that place too. We made it out of that place too. And we went somewhere better, to where there wasn't a whole lot of freaking shit going on. Yeah, it was definitely more peaceful, after we left his sister's house. But his friend, my spouse's long-term friend, he let us live in the house in Richfield that his late grandmother had. My spouse's friend, he let us live there, where his grandmother used to live. And we were paying low rent, but the house was falling apart. It wasn't in good shape because of tweakers. So the people who had lived in that house before us, they had completely destroyed the fucking place up. They had destroyed the house. So, but my spouse's friend, he let us live there for a while. And the rent was cheap too. It was nice not paying that much for rent for that place. And yeah, it was definitely, living there was definitely cheaper, but the house was just in such bad shape. It was in such bad shape. And we were thinking about buying that house, just to fix it up and everything, but then Andy's friend's dad, was homeless. So after I lost my job at the casino, that's when my spouse's friend's father had come to where we were, and he was literally demanding that he lived there, and we were supposed to give the house back to him, and and all that crap that happened, where we just had to find somewhere else to live then, too. We basically had to freaking just get out of that house. So, it was basically, that house was basically falling apart on us, so we had to freaking find somewhere else to live. And that's where I'm at now. I'm in this apartment in Red Bluff. And I mean, this place may be okay for a minute, but I actually do hate living here too because of living with other people I don't know. I hate that. I want to be in my own area. I want to be able to go outside freely, without seeing anybody else. So yeah, and also 2022 was most definitely a time travel year because 2022, it reminds me of like time travel, or some kind of like speed travel somewhere. So I'm thinking in the dream that's why I saw that number, because I was actually time traveling back to where I was supposed to go. Whether it be in another subconscious dimension or whatever, I couldn't tell you, but what I can tell you is that these dreams that I've been having so far in a row have just been really, really, really fucking profound. They've been really profound. And, I mean, it just seems like now, like the waking life that I'm living now, it doesn't even freaking compare to what I'm seeing in these dreams that I'm having now. Like, it doesn't even compare, like, it just, it doesn't, it's not even close, man. Like, my freaking dreams can be so detailed, and sometimes I wake up from a dream too, and then I start crying because the dream just felt so real. Like, it just felt really, like, it just felt so fucking real, man.